Madam Chair, we are now recording and live streaming on YouTube.
Wonderful, thank you. Deputy Mayor Moher, did you have a motion?
I would move that the report from HR not be approved, and I would ask for a recorded vote on the point of order that we don't have the authority to do what we did, or to make the recommendation that we made.
Is there a seconder for that motion? And seconder. Being nothing, the motion then falls.
Madam Clerk, does that get recorded on the minutes?
Sorry, through you, Madam Chair, to Deputy Mayor Moher, we do record failed votes in our minutes.
So it will be shown as a failed vote. Okay, thank you.
So I think that concludes the full agenda, and we're just looking for a motion to adjourn. Nope. I wondered, Madam Clerk.
Sorry, Madam Chair. We need a motion to report out from closed session with or without a report.
Okay. Is there a member of council who can make that, or a member of the committee rather? Councillor Watt? Is there a seconder to the motion to report out? Councillor Lansman shaking her hand and putting her hand up, or shaking her head and putting her hand up. Come on off mute.
You're muted, Sheila.
No, I know, but it wouldn't go off mute. We're already out of closed session. So how can we come out, say we're coming out of closed session now? I mean, I'll second it. I don't know the procedure there.
Madam Clerk?
Madam Chairwoman, to Councillor Lansman's question, we are making a motion to come out of closed with or without a report. So that's the decision, is whether you're reporting out from closed or you're not reporting out from closed. That's the motion that's being made right now. And so I do need clarification on the motion if we're reporting, if we're going to be coming out with a report or without a report, because I missed that in Councillor Watt's motion that he put forward.
Councillor Watt? Alana, perhaps you can add some clarification to what is happening.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just from a clerk hat. So I believe Councillor Watt's motion was to come out with a report, which was then Deputy Mayor Moher's motion, which was failed. So I don't disagree that essentially at this point, it may be beneficial to have a motion without a report, because essentially we don't have a report coming out of closed session. If that makes sense to you, Martina.
It does, thank you.
Clear as mud. So, Councillor Watt, you holy hands. Councillor Watt is nodding that that is the motion he is making to come without a report, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Deputy Mayor Moher.
I would ask for a recorded vote.
And Councillor Lansman, were you seconding Councillor Watt's motion?
I am.
Yes. Thank you. Madam Clerk, I will leave it to you to call the vote.
Very good. Dummer Ward Councillor, how do you vote?
In favor.
Councillor at large, how do you vote?
In favor.
Deputy Mayor, how do you vote?
No.
Chair, Douro Ward Councillor, how do you vote?
In favor.
That motion has passed.
Thank you. And finally, I believe now we can make a motion to adjourn, correct?
No.
All this technical. Oh, no, we can't. Deputy Mayor Moher.
Based on what has occurred here, I would ask that this subject be added to our agenda for our next council meeting. General terms, so that I can talk about what took place at this HR committee. Thank you.
Martina?
I would need a motion to have that direction given to staff.
Deputy Mayor Muller?
I believe that any one of us can add an item on the agenda. Do we not have that authority?
Martina?
Because it's happening in this forum, it needs to come from the committee. But if you would like to send me an email or a request separately, then I can do that directly from yourself to add an item to the agenda.
I will do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Moher. Thank you, Martina. Council Landsman had her hand up, and I see Councillor Watt, your hand is up. Sheila?
I was going to make a motion to adjourn.
All right.
Not yet.
Councillor Watt?
I appreciate Deputy Mayor Moher asking this. I mean, we want to make sure we get everything right. So may I ask, and maybe it's just a given, whatever, that when Deputy Mayor Moher puts in his submission to the next council meeting, which is a week from tomorrow, and I think it has to be in by tomorrow, is that correct? Or I'm not quite sure how that works, but will that give us time to get feedback from Mr. Sabino? Or is that something we need to do and closed again?
Alana?
If I could, Madam Chair, Deputy Mayor Moher, what is it essentially that you want to revisit, and then we can kind of find the best way. I'm happy to ask Matthew to come back, but then I wonder if maybe that's something that should be enclosed. What do you want to talk about specifically? Is it the delegated authority bylaw? Is it HR policies in general?
I guess it's the total authority of the council of the day to hire or fire senior management, and
Okay.
that is a right that this council and previous councils have had, and I guess if we approve this at our last meeting and those minutes, I guess we'll be coming to our next agenda. Will that not be okay? So really, they're really not the law until we adopt them at our next meeting anyway. So perhaps that's the discussion we should have, that because it is an issue that I've shared for many years, and I'm sure most of us have. We've been part of that, and so I'm very disappointed with, especially the more senior members of council, of not going along with that plan. So thanks very much. So that's basically that we've had this authority and it's been removed. I have no problem with non-management, but senior managers that are vital positions, they're the people that basically are out there every day dealing with our ratepayers and the clients that we're out there to delight.
So maybe I could suggest when these minutes come forward, because I don't believe that the discussion here has any impact on the decision that that I have to make with regards to the minutes being approved. And while I would like to come out of here thinking everybody, is in agreement, I understand that that's not the case today. So perhaps when these minutes do come forward, if you want to speak on a very high level, obviously not revealing any of the specifics in closed session, about the authority that the CAO has, and ultimately, if there is an issue with how things took place, I suppose it would be a reprimand on your CAO, which, that's a conversation that we can have. But maybe from a very high level, speak to the authority of the CAO versus the authority of council to displace or hire senior managers. And we could ask somebody to come back and give council, or even back to the HR committee, to give some guidance on what is a proper procedure, the pitfalls of doing it that way, and there is a positive side to doing that way. So we can have somebody independent come in and just have that formal conversation in a more comfortable level, as opposed to in a council forum, so that there's an understanding from all of the members as to how you want to move forward with this. Is that fair? Like it gives you the opportunity to speak to it in open. I'm just worried about the context of the conversation in closed and how much we want to talk about in open.
Well, I'm not sure where it should be held. I don't have any problem with dealing with it in caucus, but when I look at item 1 of the delegation of authority 2214, under the delegated authority under hire and dismiss staff, I see the requirement there on the right-hand side saying such things as all members of council and senior management of the municipality shall be immediately notified of the need to hire or dismiss staff and the actions taken to rectify the situation. So I even with that statement there, I still think we have the authority. And I guess that's what I'll be challenging.
Okay, Deputy Mayor, I think that it sounds like, I know Councillor Watt had a question that I believe was answered, but it sounds like you have the ability to do that at the upcoming council meeting. Whether or not staff needs to get additional opinion, we'll leave it to them to bring forward. Martina, you did have your hand up earlier, although I don't see it up any longer, so I'm assuming that you're okay now.
Yeah, it's been addressed, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Lansman, were you about to make a motion to adjourn?
The motion is already made. I
Thank
move
you.
to adjourn.
Is there someone who will second that? Deputy Mayor Mulher? Thank you. All in favor? And that's carried. Thank you, everyone.